You're on.
Yo,
Yo,
what's poppin'?
crack-lacking.
You just woke up?
Oh, dude, yeah, I just woke up. I haven't been feeling well, like nothing like contagious.
Yeah.
You know what's been fucking killing me, like my mind,
Yeah.
is when you start Googling your symptoms.
Oh, that's a bad road.
Dude, you ever do that?
I did it once. I'll never do it again.
I was at work on Thursday, and it was like really fucking hot, It's like I get in at 2:00. I'm talking with everybody, and like, the engineers or like the higher up guys are talking to me. So I'm like trying to dip out. I really gotta piss, right? And it's like almost like burning. And so finally I'm like, all right, gotta go. I fucking go take a piss. But it was burned so bad, and like 3 drops came out.
That's
I was
not
like,
good.
what the fuck is this? So I start Googling, like, because like I was on like amoxicillin. I had like a little abscess on my tooth, and I was taking like Tylenol and all that bullshit for like the pain. And like, but I always like overdo it. I'm like, like I used to fucking shoot fentanyl. Like 4 Advil isn't gonna kill me, you know. So like, but I'll do like 4 Advil, and then like 3 hours later another 4.
Yeah.
So like, by the end of like Thursday's shift, I think I was like thinking my kidneys were failing.
Oh shit.
Like I was like, holy fuck, what is happening? And it's actually funny because like in our locker room we have a dialysis chair.
Yeah.
So like I fucking put it like all the way out, and I was like trying to get the blood from my feet back to my heart. And
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like freaking out because I'm like Googling the symptoms, and it's like, oh, you have itchy skin, and I'm like, fucking yeah, I'm itching. Like as I'm reading it, like the symptoms go in my mind, and then like all of a sudden I have them. It's like so fucking weird how that happens.
That's a dangerous road. It's another like similar avenue.
Yeah.
You ever watch the show Monsters Inside Me?
No.
So it's pretty much a show. It's like that like they have a real person talking about the thing that happened to them, and then they like have a reenactment.
Yeah.
It's like one of those shows.
Oh yeah.
And it's they pretty much have people on that got these like life-threatening, weird, super rare like bacterial infections.
Oh no.
And if you watch that high, dude, like, you have a fucking anxiety attack.
Like I got it.
You
I just got it.
You start thinking about every doorknob you've ever touched.
I know.
Every time the tip of your dick hit a toilet seat.
Yeah, bro.
Like you ever like be on the train taking a dump and the tip of your dick hits a toilet seat and you're like, I'm fucking dead.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah. I'm like my dick's gonna fall off now.
You start like scrubbing.
Yeah.
Like in the fucking sink, people like coming in, like, what are you doing? I'm washing my dick, man.
Yeah. Dick just touched the toilet seat.
It touched the fucking toilet seat. You got to build the bird nest. You ever do that with toilet paper?
No, because I'm not a maniac.
Yeah. Sometimes you got it, man.
I'm a pretty dirty guy.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty dirty.
You're pretty dirty.
My last girlfriend, she'd be like, "Can you shower?" And I'm like, "I didn't work out today or anything." She's like, "Yeah, but you still got to shower."
Yeah, dude, I do that too.
And I'm like, "I wasn't active today."
Yeah.
I wasn't,
Like if I don't do anything, like I'm like, why?
Or
like, if I'm not going out, I won't shower.
Or I'll go in, I'll like just like wash my ass and my dick and balls.
Yeah.
And then other than that, then I'm just like, all right, we're good.
Well, that's like 90% of what a shower is.
Yeah.
You just like scrubbing your dick and balls.
Yeah.
And like your asshole.
Yeah. You have to. You have to clean those parts.
Yeah, and like the pits. I get the pits, and that's about it.
It's
then I hop out and I'm fucking clean.
There was one time like years ago, I was on the way to a show in the city, and and the tip of my dick hit the train's toilet seat.
Right.
And I just like I literally thought I was dying. And I was like, well, you did
a train bathroom?
Yeah, train bathroom.
I would have thought I had like syphilis. Easy.
I got so drunk that night because I thought it was my last days on Earth. And I was like, yo, we're going out. We're going out.
We're going out with fucking a bang.
I was like, all right.
It's time. But like that's what that's what was happening to me, man. I was getting in my head about it, and like, looking up all these symptoms. So I went from like, okay, I got like acute renal failure to like, oh fuck, no, it's sepsis.
Yeah.
From like the abscess.
Yeah.
Like it got into my bloodstream and
Oh
I'm
my
dying. And like I'm looking up like remedies and shit, and like for like the kidney failure, it was like, oh, your muscles are too acidic. So I went like across the street and I started like pounding like fucking what is it, protein shakes.
Yeah.
Like, because it's like very alkaline.
Yeah.
And I was like fucking, I pounded like 2 of them. I'm like, oh, I feel a little bit better, and I was just like kept trying to do like home remedies. My girlfriend's just like, just go to the doctor.
Yeah. I feel like our generation doesn't go to the doctor. We just go to city MDs.
Yeah,
Like we don't have like a primary.
No, I don't anymore. Like since like I was a kid.
Well, because our generation just wants things quick and done, and that's it. We don't want to like sit in a waiting room. We're just like, oh, I have this thing. Let me go get this thing to complete this thing, and that's what I fucking want.
Yeah, dude. Like for the tooth thing I got going on. I grind my teeth when I sleep.
Okay.
It's like a stress thing. So like a filling fell out. So like the tooth like cracked, and like I don't know, it affected like the tooth next to it, I think. And like my dental, I had to switch dental since I like went from like private to like this New York City.
Okay.
Like, in my union. So like the private insurance was like so good. No one takes like the insurance that I have now. So like I was getting like quotes from like the dentist, and like they're like, yeah, it's like $1,200. I'm like, I don't fucking have that. So like at work, the thing was like so fucking bad. I actually like had a mirror. I took like a flashlight and a fucking knife.
Yeah.
And I just like
that's like what he did in Castaway.
Yeah, dude. Like he
knocked it out with an ice skate.
Yo, Marissa said the same exact thing.
1, 2, and he passes out in the cave.
Yeah, dude. Like that's what I did, and I fucking like popped it out, and like whatever it was, like it wasn't like the whole tooth. But like there was like leftover like glue or something like that was like bothering me, and I fucking got it out, and it felt like so much better.
Yeah. And
then like the abscess like started. My mom gave me antibiotics that we had left over.
Yeah.
So like I'm just like not going to the doctor at all. Like I'm just doing all this shit myself. So the abscess starts. So I just like fucking pop it myself.
Yeah.
And then, like, it starts going away.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do I need a dentist?
Yeah.
Or a fucking doctor at all?
Dude, the healthcare, like, system, when I was going for my hip, like, I was like, oh, you got to see this doctor. Then you got to get okayed by this doctor. And I'm like, can you just fucking help me, dude?
Right.
And I was in the waiting room at, like, one of the final doctors.
Right.
And there's, like, a man in his 40s, comes in with his family, barely speaks English. Hard-working guy, like you can tell, like a landscaper or something. Guy works with his hands. He's working hard. He's got 3 little kids, and he's like, "Hey, I got this thing wrong with me," and he didn't have insurance, and they were just like, "Yeah, sorry, can't help you." And it's like, dude, you need to help this guy. Are you kidding me?
I know.
Like you look at his family. Like he has 3 fucking kids. You have to. I don't give a fuck about the insurance. Help this fucking man.
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
It's sad, and like those type of people just have to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And like hospitals have like dentists or whatever, and like they basically just have to go to a fucking hospital, and that's it. And then like they get their bill, and it's like astronomical, and they can't pay it, and then like that's it. Like it just goes to like taxpayers or whatever. Is
free healthcare? Is that a left thought or a right thought?
I think that's a
left.
Left. Yeah.
It's a left thought.
Yeah.
See, like they're not all bad thoughts.
The right, like they think that's like communism.
Dude,
this is the thing is like we do have like communism or socialism with certain things like the fire department. That's a socialist thing. Like no one, like we don't pay for the firemen to do their thing. You know, like it's very socialist. But like with healthcare, they don't want to do it. So it's fucking retarded. I think so. Then you got me just like in the fucking dark and like at work, fucking working on my own teeth, and like by the time I got to the dentist, I went Friday, and like the pain was completely fucking gone. Yeah. And the guy's like, all right, so what do you want me to do? And like I was telling him I need like a fucking extraction, and this guy like he quoted me like 500. It was like half of what I was getting from everybody else, like or even almost like 3 times as less. Yeah. And I ended up just having him do like a different tooth because I fucking did it all myself. Yeah. It was just fucking crazy. And but like what you were saying is like then the problem with like the abscess, like he's like, oh, it could be this. Like, and since you got a root canal there, you have to go to like a root canal specialist because like I can't do a root canal on something that already had a root canal. I'm like, this is just all a fucking scam.
Like, listen, I've done drugs. You're just a middleman. Right
yeah, you're just fucking upselling me.
I've done drugs for like 15 years. Yeah, you guys are middlemen.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what you are.
And it's like, like I basically had to go to this guy, get X-rays done for him to tell me, here, go to this guy. Yeah, and like that's happened to me a couple times, like recently, where it's like I go to the fucking doctor, I get like the fucking the copay, and then they're just telling me to go somewhere else. It's like, what the fuck is happening? Like do you guys like do anything? Like what do you guys do besides like, oh you're sick, oh you got COVID, here you go, like here's your little prescription. It's you can't get pain pills out of these guys anymore. Yeah, no, they're useless.
Give me pills.
Dude, I don't know.
It's man. It's just it kind of broke my heart to see that guy. I was like, damn it, man.
I know
that fucking really sucks for that guy.
Yeah, I since I've been working at the hospital, I see a lot of these people. Just kind of like getting out of like a yellow cab or like off of a bus, like limping. And then like go into the emergency room. Like they didn't have anyone to drive them.
Yeah,
or, like,
I limp every day. It sucks.
Yeah, like and they're just like fucking like barely speak English. Yeah. Like fucking
Tony limps every day. That's because he doesn't have a leg.
I know.
It's
I hop every day.
You hop every day.
Hop.
I went to school with a kid who would make money by taking people's braces off.
Really?
Yeah, I never had braces, but I was like, that's wild. I never saw him do it. But
dude, I had braces.
I think he's dead. I think he died.
Like from what? Like from the braces thing?
He died doing what he loved.
Did like the orthodontist fucking
taking people's braces off in his shed.
The orthodontist committee fucking gang like got some fucking Uzis and took this kid out.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think he just died. He just died.
Yeah, that's it, man. It was his time. But I don't. Yeah, I had braces actually, and they put them on for like 2 months, 3 months. Yeah, and then like my dentist or like whatever, like they're like, you need to get these off immediately. Like they're literally like cracking your teeth, like because like I guess I didn't have enough like vitamin D or whatever. And like my family paid like what braces are like $3,000, $5,000 or something like that. Yeah, and they put them on and like for a month, and like it ruined like my teeth. Like I have like little cracks on them. Like
you believe like when you're younger you believe like, oh, these are the guys, like I'm in good hands with these guys. Yeah, and you realize that they're just people. Right, and you're like, oh, maybe I'm not in good hands with anybody.
Right. Well, you know what I realized is like with my job is like I'm not always on point when I'm working. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like there are bad days when I go to work where I'm just not at 100% speed. I'm tired. I got shit going on at home, and it's like when you think about it, like other people's jobs that are way more important. Like my job's pretty important, but like like a fucking pilot. You know,
Yeah.
or like, you know, like say he's going in and he's just like, he was up for 24 hours fighting with his baby mama.
Yeah.
You know, and he's having a fucking bad day. Like imagine like a pilot, you know, like people, you know, a fucking dentist, like going in, like, you know, like he's like fucking depressed and like suicidal, was up all night drinking.
Yeah.
And then you got your appointment with him.
We're all people.
You know, dude, it's fucking crazy to think about when you like put that on other people. You know, like, because it's just like, oh, I'm just like a fucking regular guy. Like, I'm having a bad day. And, like, you know, there's times where it's like, I fucked up at work. You know, I did something, you know, that I cut corners.
Yeah.
And then, like, you expect, like, a fucking surgeon to, like, you know, to, like, cut corners.
No, you can't. You can't have an off day.
I know, dude. It's crazy. But, like, people do. You know, like you know, you can't just like be 100% all the time. You know,
my friend broke his wrist snowboarding years ago, and he, you know, shitty insurance, so he had to go to a shitty doctor.
Yeah,
and he's like, guys, I got it fixed, and his hand was like off centered all the way to the left.
Oh my God.
It looked like a socket wrench, and I was like, dude, your doctor fucked your shit up.
Yeah.
And that was like his life, like his family. You know, he didn't grow up with money,
right?
And he's like, you know, he just had shitty insurance. Every time he'd get something fixed, it would come out fucked up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, dude. But then they got to re-break it, and they got to let it heal regularly, which is another fucking thing.
Oh, dude, that is tough. I never had that.
Dude.
Like the re-break.
Yeah.
That's got to be fucking painful.
When I was born, I was a big baby, and then my dad said that the doctor was like, "Oh, well, you know, we could do a C-section, or if you want to deliver him naturally, you know, we got to break his collarbone to pull him through." And my dad was like, "You're not breaking my fucking kid's collarbone."
Jesus.
And they were like, "All right, it's fine." My dad's like, "You touch my kid's collarbone, I'll fuck you up in this operating room."
I could see your dad saying that.
Yeah, like, you don't even fucking my kid's collarbone. You don't break that fucking shit,
dude. Yeah, when I was being born, it was like a little bit similar. The umbilical cord was actually wrapping around my neck.
That's a common thing.
Yeah,
it's a fairly common thing.
Because I didn't even want to be born. Like I was like, fuck this. I was trying to hang myself. And I was like, I don't want to live, man. Like, no, like you guys are forcing this on me. So like, I was trying to like, you know, just like kill myself, like from like day one, you know.
Go in.
They did the fucking C-section, and I'm just I should sue like everybody, like the hospital.
They go in your mom's vag, and there's Brooks was here carved on the wall.
Brooks.
Oh, he really planned this one out. That's a smart infant. This is why my girlfriend broke up with me, because of this podcast. That's why.
Dude, that's a good joke. That's not fucking offensive. Come on, dude. I'm gonna use that in stand up.
Yeah,
like that's mine.
Let's have.
You.
We could share a joke.
You want to share a joke?
Yeah.
All right, we could share it.
Like I'll say it referring to you, and then you say yours will hit harder because it's you.
Yeah. Yeah, you could definitely.
Yeah.
You'd be like my boy.
Mine will get like a 7 laugh. Yours will get like probably a 10.
Yeah, hopefully, dude. That's like a great punchline, because I've actually tried that joke like on stage. Like, I was trying to kill myself like day one.
That's a funny premise.
Yeah, and it fucking never really hit.
Sometimes
but, dude,
you get
good.
Sometimes you get a great premise, just like in conversation with regular people, because funny people are out there.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like they, you know, it's when they try to be funny where it's
that's
like,
the worst.
Now it's not good.
No.
Now you can't do that. This is bad.
Yeah.
But that's I never knew it would be as annoying as it was, but like becoming a comedian, like, oh, I got something for you.
Oh yeah, dude.
And you're like, please stop.
Yeah. The like say something like happens at work where it's like tepid laughter, where it's like, you know, like ha 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 ha, everybody in the room laughs, and then someone's like, hey, you should use this for your act.
Oh my
and I'm
God.
just like,
what
dude,
would you,
like you just called a guy gay, like that was it. Like, it's just like, oh, you just told him he was a fag. Like that's not,
that was the big punchline.
that's not stand up worthy.
That's yeah, the fucking. I remember one time my uncle was like that, and then he came to a show at McGuire's, and I was like, I said his joke, and it bombed, and then I pointed at him. I was like, he made that joke. He told me to say it, and then like the show ended. He's like, don't ever fucking do that shit again. Yeah, the joke was terrible, and I was like, all right, you want the joke? Watch this.
Yeah.
You see, this is what I do, and this is what you do,
dude. Yeah, I hated the like when I first started comedy was the all right, tell me a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you rather a year of every day someone coming up to you like, tell me a joke, funny man, or a year of every day saying, oh, I got a joke you could use for your act?
I think the second one.
Really?
I'd rather that. Yeah.
Really?
Because like to tell me a joke, I never do it anymore. You know, like when I first started, I tried it a few times with people, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, here's a joke for my act," and I would do like usually like the rape whistle one. I'd be like, "Don't you think girls who carry rape whistles are conceited?"
Oh, you actually tell them a joke?
Yeah, I would just like say that, and you know, they just like look at me, and they're like, that's the joke. I'm like, yeah, dude, like that crushes on stage, like, and I would like have the conversation with them, and they're like, I don't really get it, you know. I'm like, so what'd you expect me to do? You know, like you expect me to go into like a 2-minute bit, like from like stand up, like break into fucking Sebastian Maniscalco,
like at a party.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like, but it happens fucking everywhere, you know?
I'd rather the first one.
Really?
The first one, I could, hey, tell me a joke, funny man. And be like, I'm off the clock. And like I say that.
That's what I do, though, yeah.
Because, like, if you coming up to me, like, I have something for your act, that means, like, you're undermining my career.
Right.
And, like, you're undermining, like, what I'm trying to make my career.
Yeah, you're right about that, but I would rather them do that because, like, I like to hear, like, you know, what they think is hilarious.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, nah, I'm not going to use that.
Yeah. One time at the gym, someone was like, tell me a joke. And I was like, okay, I can't just deliver a flat joke.
Right.
So I like brought him into this conversation and kind of like crowd worked him.
Yeah.
And then I eventually got like 3 jokes out of him.
Oh, wow.
And into him. And they were like, oh, he is funny. So I think that's how you have to do it. Like you can't just deliver a flat joke. Yeah, like, because you could trick people.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't know. Hey, so like, you know, and then just bring them to a conversation. And then they forgot that they're going to hear a joke. And then, and then hit them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like that would work.
Or just tell him to fuck himself.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually say like you know, come to my next show.
Yeah.
You know, like my jokes aren't free.
Yeah,
you know, like this is like a job.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot, like if it happens at like a party or something, I'll be like, what do you do? And they're like, oh, I'm an accountant. I'm like, do my taxes.
Yeah, do my taxes.
Like, yeah, for free. Just do it. You know?
Yeah.
And they look at me. I'm like, it's the same thing, man. Like, come to a show if you really want it. Like, Marissa even says, like, when she takes, like, videos of, like, me on stage, she'll never use the volume because she's like, come to a show.
Yeah.
You know, like, no free shit, you know?
Marissa's a ride or die. She's a cool chick, dude.
Yeah.
It's, that's the annoying part about, like, trying to get a job in the arts. Because it's like, okay, telling jokes, being funny,
right,
being a good actor, being charismatic, doing jujitsu, like that's an art also.
Right.
Like you can do those things at a bar. You can beat somebody up at a bar.
Yeah.
You can be funny and tell jokes at a bar. You can be a charismatic guy and hold the room at a bar. So like people are like, oh, I'm charismatic. I could be an actor. Or like, oh, I make people laugh. I could be an actor. Or like, oh, I beat somebody up. I could be an actor. And you forget that these things, you can do these things. You're good at these in like the regular world.
Right.
But there are people that do this weekly and they spend time perfecting those crafts.
That's it. Like there's like the jump that you got to take where it's like you're the office funny guy.
Yeah.
And then there's the comedian.
Yeah.
You know, like you got to take that jump and it's like practice, get a set, you know, actually go on stage, take that jump to the next level. Like the office funny guy will never compare to like
No.
a comedian. And like someone was telling me the other day, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this guy, I know he he doesn't work here anymore, but he was hilarious. He could have did stand up." I'm like, probably not.
No, probably not.
Like
because even if you are like funny, because there are people who do get it and they have it.
Yeah.
Like, can you put in 10 years of work before things start turning around?
But like, it's also like if you're the office funny guy, it's like, say you've been there 10 years, 20 years, like all the guys around you, personally, that like when you're being quick, it's like them on a personal level, where it's like now you're going up and talking to strangers, where it's like they don't know you, they don't know that you're funny, because like you ever like have that like funny guy in your like group of friends or something where it's like once they start walking up to you, you're almost like smiling. Yeah. You're like, like, oh, this guy's fucking hilarious. I'm about to have a good time because this guy's here, and then it's like that's what happens like with the office funny guy. Yeah. People are already like, oh yeah, like, this is going to get funny. Yeah. But like an audience, like, at a comedy club or a show, like they're like, all right, like make me laugh. Yeah, they're not like that. They're not like pre-smiling usually. It's so weird because they're like coming here to laugh. Yeah, but like they almost have this attitude, like all right, I paid my money. Yeah. Like make me laugh now, funny guy. Like do your fucking job. Like yeah, it's a weird vibe.
It's like you think, like cool, you're funny, but like again, can you put in 10 years of work before things start turning around?
Right.
Can you handle rejection well? Can you handle those like silent car rides home where things didn't go so well? Can you handle getting broken up with a girl because everybody else's life is going serious and she's with this fucking comedian?
Right.
Can you handle everyone's life? Oh, I got this job, make good money, and you're still kind of on the back end.
Right.
Can you handle that? Can you handle moving back into your parents' house? Can you handle that?
I know.
Can you handle the depression? Like, oh, I'm getting fucked up all the time because my life sucks, but I really want to do that. Can you handle that?
I know.
Can you handle these things? Can you handle not going on trips because you don't have enough money? Can you handle that? Like, can you? There's like it's being actually wholeheartedly funny is like a fraction of the whole thing. It's like 10%. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Can you do it? Can you fucking do it? Because if you can't handle those things,
most people can't. And like me personally, a guy who's been doing comedy for 14 years. Yeah. Like I can't even take that jump, that leap of faith that a lot of comedians took, where it's like it's either this or nothing.
Yeah.
Because like I started comedy and got into my career the same year.
Okay. Yeah,
that's like pretty much the same year. Like within say 12 months of each other. So it's like, how do I spend less time worrying about my career and like, being like, I don't know, focusing more on comedy where I take that fucking leap of faith and it's like, fuck the 6-figure salary, fuck the health benefits, fuck the retirement plan, like how do I get rid of all of that to like try to make it at comedy where it's like, even now I'm not like, being 14 fucking years in, I'm not making thousands of dollars a fucking year doing comedy.
You also had to take a break for other reasons, though.
Yeah, I did. But like,
you had to get your life fucking figured out.
Yeah. There was that like break in the middle where I was kind of like on the upswing and then it was like fucking crashed, you know? So it's like people kind of forgot about me. There's a whole new class of comedians that just don't know me. Yeah. And like they book shows, they don't fucking know me at all, so I'm not getting those gigs,
That's why I never stopped, because I was so afraid of that. And I knew I went on the road early on with a guy who did, who took off for like years because he was bad with benzos, and then he came back and he was like on TV. And he said, even if you're on TV and you do that, it's a major hit.
Yeah.
It takes your legs out from under you.
Yeah. The break, it wasn't a total break. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got it like sporadically.
Yeah, I always like would get on stage like once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, there was a point where I had gotten fired from my job and I was on unemployment, and I had a year of income where me and Keegan probably did 400 shows that year.
Yeah.
Or like 400 mics and shows and whatever. And like we grinded that fucking year out, and like I was like really on the upswing. I was like passing at clubs and going on the road, and it was like awesome. And then like 2-3 years later, when I got back to work, it was like, all right, you're on the fucking night shift.
Yeah.
You got to go back to school.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was like a tough year, and then then like that year was like, I was doing like 40 shows that year.
Yeah.
And then like the relapse year was like, I don't know, maybe 8 shows in a year.
Yeah.
And then like, and then it was like, I'm trying to come back, and then it was like, all right, the job switches your fucking schedule. Now you're back on overnights again.
Yeah, your schedule kept switching, I remember. And I was
dude.
like, fuck, they're just killing this guy.
Yeah, and it took out like my early 20s, where it's like, that's like really where you want to try to make it.
Yeah. Because I only had one real job, maybe 2, but like I always took stupid jobs because I wanted this to be my priority.
Right.
And that's fine in your early and mid 20s. Once you start like getting into your, I don't know, like 27, 28, people are like making real money.
Right.
And then they're like looking for their wife. And then, I'm still like, hey, I'm at a bar playing. And either what? And then it's like, it's not like Trav's the man for doing this. They're like, I hope it works out for Trav. Your people's perception changes of you.
Yeah. And it's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but like if I talk to, guys on Long Island that are considered like big names, like big headliners, and I tell them about my job, they're like, why are you doing comedy? Like they look at me like I'm insane for not focusing more on my career, like, because I do make that type of money, and like those guys are like struggling to pay rent.
Yeah.
And they're still fucking headliners. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think in life, I don't think you make it out with everything. I think you pick one road. Right. And whatever road you pick, you miss out on the other positives of the other roads. Right. And it's like, you just have to be okay with that. Like I watched,
you gotta accept it.
I watched something on HBO, and it was a guy, he used to be a porn star, still a really good looking guy, still in good shape. And he's like, dude, like, you made a lot of money too. Right. He's like, I made a lot of money. I got this house down in Boca. It's like really nice. I'm in good shape. I'm so good looking. I fucked like hundreds of chicks, like really hot chicks. And my friends are always like, hey, like, whatever his name was. Oh, Rich is doing great. Rich lived a great life. But he's like, I never had the kids, never had the family. And it's like, now I'm lonely because I have that. Like, I missed out on that. Right. Like, you don't make it out with everything. I don't think you make it out with everything.
No, it's tough. It's tough to have everything, Yeah. And like, that's kind of why I get like bummed, It's like, maybe I should have taken more risks in like the comedy game, and maybe moved west, like into an apartment. But like, I never had help from my parents. Yeah. Like, where it's like, they're going to support me in doing comedy. Like, they really didn't give a fuck. Like, in 14 years, my parents have seen me on stage twice at a like, over 1,000 like mics and shows. Like, I've counted over the years. Yeah. Like, they have no fucking support for me. And they like didn't care. Like they're like, this is, your hobby. And they think like, we've talked about it on the podcast, like with my dad, where he's like, you need to delete everything. You're unemployed. Like they're going to see this when they Google you for the job. Like he thinks like, just fucking scrap everything because you need to get a job. And it's like that. You can't fucking do that.
No.
And, like that's their mentality with it all. Like it's a little fucking hobby. I've always considered it more than that. But like lately I've kind of come to terms with like, yeah, it is kind of a fucking hobby because I'm not grinding like these other guys are,
Yeah.
And it bothers me.
Yeah.
It really like bothers me because I fucking love doing comedy and being creative. But, it's also like the other day when I did Terry's show, not the one that we did, the one before that. Mm. There was an overtime shift at work.
Okay.
Right? And I turned it down because I was doing Terry's show.
Yeah.
And like I don't get a lot of shows. So like I didn't want to cancel on Terry.
Yeah.
But that night I lost $1,000 in overtime to do Terry's show for $50. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you do that? How do you fucking turn down $1,000 to get 50 for a fucking show in the giggle room?
Yeah.
But I did. I did. But like, can I keep doing that? Like, as a man who's trying to like, be in a relationship with a girl who has 3 kids and like we need to get a house. Like, how do I do that?
Yeah.
It's shitty.
That's what I tell girls now. It's like, hey, listen, I'm sorry, but like I'm pursuing this thing. Yeah. Things are turning around. They're looking great right now. But I know let's just say another 10 years before I'm just like, hey, like now I'm ready to fucking go. Right. So it's like, but I signed up for that when I started when I was 23. I was like, this will probably start really looking nice at 43. And
43, you thought that?
Just like 40s.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, probably. You're signing up for a 20-year gig right now. Right. And, it didn't matter when you're in your early 20s, but then you get older and, chicks want what they want. And, and it's just like, I can't give it to you because I'm not going to be sad. You got to understand, like, what do you want to do? You want to be financially stable and sad, or do you want to be poor and happy? And it's like, I'd rather be poor and happy. Honestly.
Yeah. It's not like I'm unhappy.
I don't think you're unhappy.
No. It's just I wish I could focus more on this because like what happens is like when you aren't doing as many shows as you want, you're not writing as much either because you're
out of it.
Your mind's not focused on comedy, like maybe like a joke hits you out of nowhere, but like you're also like focused on other things like here's the work drama and what's going on here and like this is going on with my personal life with my girlfriend and like and it's just like you're just not focused on like how do I fine tune this bit? I need to hit a mic this week, to try out this new bit. Like you're not doing that, and it's
the more comedy you do, the more those wheels turn.
Yeah,
like just on average.
Yeah.
So it's like like if I have a week where I'm hitting more mics than the last week,
right?
Yeah, I'm probably getting more work done. Like I'm probably gonna be thinking about it. I mean, my premises still come to me.
A lot of my best bits and like maybe not bits, but like taglines and like like little one-liners happen at shows.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's where they happen the most for me. So it's like the premises and like the bits like kind of get thought up where like throughout my day when I'm like doing something and I'm like, oh, this is kind of funny. Like this is funny. I could try to work on this.
It's another thing that makes me nervous is a lot of my things used to come from being a wild guy, living a wild
Yeah,
life.
that. Yeah,
I was over here and I was fucking doing this, and then this
Right.
fucking thing happened because I'm an idiot, and then, but like I'm not really that guy anymore.
Right.
So, and I know first off I'm not that guy anymore. I kind of like grew out of it, and second off, like I know you can't be that guy anymore.
Right.
You can't be living like a wild man.
Yeah.
So it's like now I'm a little afraid where like I always kind of keep my hand on the wildlife.
Right.
Because it's like I don't want to take it off and then I'm just nothing.
Right.
There's such a weird fine line that you walk
Dude, that's so weird.
to be a person that's
Yeah.
living and successful, but also be successful in the thing that we do.
Uh-huh.
It's very, very, and it kind of I get scared sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that was a big thing as to why I was still, doing drugs and stuff, because it was the one thing about me that was left over from my youth. And I was afraid that if I took that away, I was giving away my youth, because that was the one last thing about me that was remaining. And if I took that away, I would now be completely an adult, and my job would be shit, which is like, obviously, no, my work got better.
Right.
Because now I get to talk about different things. I have a clear mind. But, that was definitely a big fear for me, for sure.
Yeah. It's I've actually that is like the perfect explanation. Like that's exactly I have that same feeling. I just never put it into words like that.
Yeah.
I always compared it. You ever see Talladega Nights?
Yeah.
With Will Ferrell, like Will Ferrell's father. It's like he was like a fucking wild man, and then at the end of the movie, kind of like they go to like fucking Chili's or Applebee's or whatever, and like he's sitting down with a family, and he kind of gets like this look, like what the fuck am I doing? You know? And he just blows up and fucking like starts yelling at the waitress
about the steak.
Yeah, and he fucking gets thrown out. I always kind of compared it to like that, like the second like things get like comfortable and it's like, oh, I got the job, I got the chick, and then it's just like, fuck, and I take a gas can and I throw a match and I fucking blow the whole place up, and I'm like, fuck that, and I just like wash my hands and walk away. Like that, and it's because of that wild man, that's kind of like in the soul.
I had many moments like that, but I remember one moment. I grew up. I had older cousins, and I always thought they were like the coolest fucking people. I was like, I want to be like my older cousins.
Yeah.
They're cool. They're party people. And then I came home once, and my cousin Eric was in from Florida, and he was with his wife and his kids. And this is somebody that I admired growing up. Like this is someone that I really, really like thought was the fucking man. And he comes over and he just looks worn out, and his wife is just like fucking and she's like, she had another kid on the way. His two kids are running around and he can barely grab them, and it just freaked me out.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's just what happens when you have kids. You just tired and you get fat and you just eat everything, and that's just what happens. And I like, and I ran away, got a bag of Coke immediately, and just drank at the bar down the block, and then came back to the family party fucking gone within like 2 hours.
Wow.
And then I was just being a dick. And then my mom's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And my girlfriend at the time was like, what? Because you don't want to have kids? I was like, I'm not fucking living like that. Fuck you. And I like exploded.
Yeah.
Like, because I felt back to a corner. And I fucking, yeah. And, I mean, that's not the way you handle things. But
no, but yeah, I've had those exact same feelings.
Yeah.
And like in the past where it's like I had a girl that like I liked a lot, but like I knew I didn't love.
Yeah.
Because like it was like, no, I know she's not the one.
Yeah.
Because like she does this and it fucking drives me fucking crazy. And it's like I knew it. So it's like I would just blow that situation.
Yeah.
And like, it would be like a 3-year relationship, 4-year relationship. And it's like, no, I'm not doing this with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would just fucking blow up and start doing the drugs and like push them away.
Yeah.
Because they were just not it for me. And like I did not want to end up like my buddies or, where it's like, oh, I got 3 kids. I can barely make the mortgage.
Yeah.
My fucking wife's unhappy.
It's scary.
Like, dude, that's a lot. And it's just like, they don't look happy.
No, they
you
don't.
know?
It's and don't get it twisted. I love my cousin's wife Meg. She's
Right.
great. We were just in Italy with her last year. And she's fucking fantastic. She looks great. She's still hot.
Yeah.
But, just like that time
Right.
was just like I that time in specific really fucking freaked me out.
Right.
And I was just like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like a
lot.
horse. Like if you try to like chain me,
Right.
it's like, listen, I wasn't gonna run and buck, but now that you're saying don't run and buck, now I'm gonna buck.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna buck and I'm gonna fuck this room up.
Fucking get buck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buck yourself.
Yeah. Fuck
dude.
yourself.
Yo, buck. I'm gonna buck it up. I'm gonna buck this whole place up.
But dude, you want to hear something stupid that I did this morning?
Yep.
I had to get new headphones, so I just went to Target to get new headphones.
Right.
And then I was trying to get them to unlock the box, and nobody was coming, so I just went and took a dump. And then I forgot I was there to get headphones, and then I just left. and I was driving back. I was just like, "Oh, you just drove? Well, where was I?"
You took a dump in Target?
And I was just like, "Oh, you just drove to Target to take a dump." I'm like, what a fucking idiot! I just drove home. I don't have headphones now.
Dude, I don't like shitting in public places.
Cal Cagno would always give me shit for that. He'd be like, "You just fucking shit everywhere." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't care." And he's just like, "You're an animal."
Dude, I really cannot. Like, I hate it. Like, I could barely like shit at work.
Really?
You know, like I get gun shy pissing. I could barely piss in front of people.
Yeah.
I get skeeved out by like public bathrooms.
I used to be so afraid of someone seeing my dick.
Yeah.
When you're like younger, you're like, "Don't look at my dick."
Yeah.
Now I'm like, dude, I'm fucking poor.
Right.
I don't give a shit if you see my dick.
I know.
Go ahead. Go look at my dick.
It like, I'm not really like scared of that. Like, it's more like I think people are gonna think I'm weird that I can't piss.
You're like the guy from Waiting.
Yeah. And like that gets in my head. Like, yo, when that fucking scene happened, I'm like, oh wow, like that's actually what happens to me. Like with hey, why can't that guy piss? Like, I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Like, there's no stream. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then like it gets in my head, and then I can't piss, and then like I fucking. Like, I just, like, pretend, like, to piss or something.
Yeah.
Like, and I just, like, oh, that's it. You know, and I walk away, and I fucking try to get into the bathroom later.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I like the certain bars that were, like, one-person bathrooms that you could lock the door.
Yeah.
Like, I would go to that bar often, like, if it was like that.
I love the singular bathroom.
Yeah,
because
dude.
it's like I could just take a dump. I could do coke in here.
Yeah, dude. Like, that was the other thing. But, like,
makes a
like
man feel safe.
R.C. Dugan's, like, they had the man bathroom, the girl bathroom, and then they had the side bathroom. Dude, like, that was fucking awesome.
The one in the back.
Yeah,
near the door.
Dude, the side bathroom was the one-person one. Like, dude, that was the coke bathroom. That was the only bathroom I would use in that place.
It's so funny when I go into a bar and there's only singular bathrooms. I'm like, they're cool with doing coke in
yeah,
here.
Totally. and especially if they have the top tank for the toilet.
Yeah.
Most bars won't have it.
It's my friend at RC Dugan's. He knew the guy who owned it, and then cops came in because it's a shiesty bar.
Yeah.
So my friend's not like that at all. He's like a cop. He's a trooper.
Yeah.
And then the guy was like, "Joe, just go hide in the walk-in." So he hid in the walk-in, and they forgot about him in there.
Oh.
And he was like in the walk-in for like 2 hours.
Holy shit.
And he came out. He's like, "Is the cops gone?" And they're like, "Oh, we forgot you were in the walk-in." Sorry. Dude, it's fucking, that's what it is though, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It's fucking shit.
I think that's it, bro. I think we're pretty much at that time.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Dude, I got to give a shout out.
Hey, give a shout out.
Yo, this Marissa's friend. She has this podcast, and she said she'll give us a shout out if we do it for them.
What's the podcast?
It's called Grave Crimes.
Okay.
And it's Marissa's friend. I don't even think I know her name. Maybe Heather or something. I completely forgot her name. But yeah, she has a podcast with Cynthia, And it's a paranormal investigators who decided to make a podcast about crazy crimes that left behind paranormal phenomena. They have a YouTube, Insta, and they're on all podcast platforms: iTunes, Spotify, Buzzsprout. Dude, we got to get on iTunes and Spotify. I got to figure that shit out.
Yeah, I put us on IMDb.
Yeah, that's
I didn't even know you could do that, but my manager, she was like, "You should do that." And I'm like, "Do you know how to do that?" And she's like, "I know how to do that." And then
that's
she helped
awesome.
us out.
So I have an IMDb now. Did she put me on?
It is Heather, by the way.
It is Heather? Yeah, I thought so. And thank you, Tony. Yeah, so, follow him on Grave Crimes. Listen. I asked her what episodes were, like, really good to listen to. She said the Lizzie Borden episode.
Yeah.
And then, like, the Amityville horror and the Sharon Tate massacre. They were some good ones.
I would listen to that. With, like, hour-long episodes?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but she has it seems like a cool podcast. I didn't check out I didn't check it out yet, but I was definitely going to. Yeah, so that's it, man. You got anything you want to plug?
This weekend I was just upstate. I've been on the road a lot. I was in Dallas, Dallas Comedy Club. That was sick. You guys are fantastic out in Dallas. I fucking love that place. I was upstate filming all weekend. Another film, guys. I'm trying to crank these films out as soon as possible. But this weekend I'm going to be in Lake Placid at Big Z's Hangout.
Awesome.
With some really funny folks. We got Tillelli, we got Renee Fuentes.
Oh, I love those guys.
So Nick Tillelli, Renee Fuentes,
really funny guys.
Oheni Cornelius. Like some really funny guys. And so we're going to be there the 28th and the 29th and the 30th at not the 30th. That's just 29th, 28th, 29th, Big Z's Hangout in Lake Placid.
Nice.
8 o'clock show. So we're going to go up there, do that. Me, Renee Fuentes, Nick Tillelli, Henny Cornelius. And then I'm off for 4th of July. I took off.
Awesome.
I've just been cranking with these films, these shows, like New York
Yeah,
Comedy
don't
Club.
get burnt out, dude.
Yeah, no, I took off July 4th through the 9th, just to like kind of go be away from my phone and just just kind of spend time with family.
Reset, get
friends.
neutral.
But yeah, guys, check me out. Trav_Grant. I got some stuff coming up, and I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, and then I'm at the Logic, and we're Treading Water podcast on all socials. And I got to figure some shit out. There's some. I've been trying to like cut some bits up for us, and that's it, man.
Yeah, we haven't been able to get in the studio because he's just been.
Yeah, it happens.
Big BZ's been very.
Yo, BZ, shout out to BZ, bro.
Yeah, he's been very patient with us. Thank you, BZ.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Guys, thank you. That was cool.
That's it. Bye.